Good day, everyone. Once again, you're welcome to our series of, you can see that one again. Just putting on clothes and wearing a techno POP 2+. You can see him. Ask him to wear his clothes now. Anyway, that is his own cup of tea. In the last class, we discussed about reading, writing, and the strategy. How best you can make use of learning strategy that can really enhance your achievement in the program you sought for or you are undergoing. And when you want to achieve, there is no how, as time goes on, as you continue to get a strategy and to get a means of identifying the better means of learning and then getting your achievement come out excellently in your pursuit. This one can only be achieved if you are being assessed. You can't assess yourself in most cases. Yes, you may be able to say, okay, I will assess myself, but there will be a placement, a judgment, a evaluation to say that, okay, you have done your best, but your best in most cases might not be enough. So that is why we have what we call assessment and evaluation mode in open and distance learning. When we say assessment and assessment and evaluation, what do you mean by assessment? Assessment is a vital position in process of teaching and learning, because that is when it will give me, when I assess you, I'm trying to look at what level of understanding do you have? What is your level of attainment of knowledge? How have you acquired the knowledge? Am I satisfied with what I'm giving you, or do you satisfy with what you have read or what you have done yourself? So by so doing, there is what we call assessment. And this assessment is a classroom research to provide useful feedback for improvement of teaching and learning. Because it is during the assessment that we know that the way these people have been taught might not be good enough. So I better change my methodology. I better change my way of teaching, because the students could not really pass most of the courses. Somebody asked a Jame question yesterday, and it's not a Jame question. It was saying that what we teach actually is not what come out in the exam, or what we, like I told you, I said we are going to dwell on the keywords, on things that we know, like we are talking about assessment and evaluation. If I want to ask you a question, I won't ask you define evaluation. I can say dash, dash and dash, or dash, define or best define assessment. If you have read through, truly, you will know what assessment is. You don't need to accuse anybody. I can say, out of this, one of these, or except this, all are best defined assessment. So all these things, we pick it right from your your modules, that is your course materials. So the course materials given to you is not to take it home and say, oh, I'm a student of National University. They are meant to be read and read properly. Detail reading. When you say detail reading, you know what it means. We have talked about it. So in other words, you are saying, we are getting this assessment that we want to do for you now. It makes us to get a feedback from you. If I say true or false, assessment is a feedback from student to instructor about their learning experience. And I said B is a feedback from student and instructor about their schooling. 3 is about their achievement. So which one will you pick? You start saying, this man did not teach us all this one. I'm not to teach you. You have to pick all these from your course materials. So in other words, what you are saying, assessment is a mode of feedback from the students to instructor about the students' learning. So we know that, yes, we are teaching you. How do we assess you? In assessment, there is assessment and there is evaluation. It is when we assess you, then we can now evaluate to say, okay, evaluation is a process of placing judgment, giving you mark. We are not saying, no, now let us judge Georgia based on the assessment I've given you. What mark will I give you? Am I making myself clear? Are we together? Hello? Hello?
Yes, sir.
Yes, are you getting what I'm saying?
Yes, sir, we are with you.
Yes, sir, we are with you.
What I'm saying in essence is that I said when we assess, then there must be an evaluation. How do we evaluate you? How do we judge you? There is difference between assessment and evaluation. Assessment comes first, then we play judgment. When you go for an interview, for instance, they will look at you, they will say, okay, you are this. Then when they ask you question, whatever you score in that question now become your evaluation. It is now to make them to say, okay, this is where we are going to place you. Are we getting it now? So tomorrow now, some people will say, we are not taught evaluation, and the man just talk about the assessment. They are there in your course materials. So we only highlight those things, and in fact, it is expected that you yourself should come with the area of difficulties. We discuss it. It's supposed to be a discussion class. This that we are spoon feeding you, we are giving you as if we are helping you to get more lazy. In the time past, there wasn't anything of this such, but we feel that we want you to be like a conventional student because we have targeted to say that we are single mode in operation. If I ask you, why are we single mode in operation? Some people will not be, they won't be able to answer that question. They will say, we are not taught. And it's there. You know it. You know it that you, as a National Open University student, your courses are going on every time, every day. So you are more or less like a conventional student. The only thing that the major difference from traditional is that your class is online. I'm laying emphasis on this. On times on times with that number, so that people who are not National Open University student will know that you are. Now some of you will say, I have lecture by 2 o'clock, and some of you are already here. What comes of those people who says they don't have lectures? Are we there?
Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
Aha. So now what is the aim of assessing
Yes, sir.
in open and distance learning? As I've said it in the course of the introduction, that assessment provides feedback to learners and it makes you to prepare well. When we are young, we used to use one proverb who said, the boy knows book, but the place where he read no come out. Why the boy no read all? Why go read one portion? Why the boy just flew through? He said, don't read. How would that one pass? When you ask him, I say, I didn't read that portion. I didn't read that portion. And you have talked about detailed reading. And once you do detailed reading, I know the majority of you will score 80%, 70%, 90%.
Amen.
It's not a prayer. It's not a prayer. No, it is, you can see, like I told you, this course is an introduction. With this course, you know where you put yourself. This advantage you have, they don't have it in conventional university. Ask of your from most of your friends. They don't have this tip. You are being given a tip to say, okay, let me discipline myself. Let me privatize my time. Let me use this. You are to discover a strategy that you use that will suit you and make you perform better. It helps you to get idea about what you are really doing and what's supposed to do to complete the program. So it is all this assessment that we put together. Assessment helps the learner to examine their performance at every stage of their study. If you didn't do well in the mathematics, like I told some people, some of you in art and social, when you started blowing grammar, in English 101 or ENG, they call it ENG, whether it's engine or motor or car. I know it's ENG. ENG, when you say ENG 201 or 105, if the method you use to pass that one, to pass that course, is still there, that you score 70 in that course, why can't you adopt that method for other courses? If it is group discussion, if it is speaking out with people, if it is just a listener, but I would say be just a listener without contributing. So, in other words, what we are saying is that the practice of assessment helps learner to develop a positive attitude towards his instructional system. That is what you want to do. You will be able to say, oh, let me give it a thought. And that is why once you are on this course, minimize party. When you go for somebody is doing Owambe, you attended, just give it 1 hour because your assessment is waiting for you. We have what we call continuous assessment. We have computer-based assessment. We'll get there. So, in other words, we are saying, why do we assess you? We want you to help you examine your performance at every stage of your studies. Again, when we say effectiveness of assessment, we ensure that you strive for clarity. We maintain balance, not to say that this person score 20, me I score 15. How come? So it's you that will go and look. When we assess you, you will see the area where you got it right, where you miss it. So from there, you'll be able to place yourself, okay, when next this thing comes like this, I will be able to do it this way. Also, to maintain balance, to ensure fidelity and reliability. You know, when we say, what is the consistency of these people in passing? Why can't we change it this way? Is it the test given to you? Is it hard? Is it reliable? Let us see whether we can improve on it, or whether we can do, or let us look at area where we can adjust for ourselves. And also accommodating individual needs and differences, so that we'll be able to check the, okay, let me assist that person. Let me see where it's lacking, so that we can bring you up. And that is why when you assess yourself that, oh, I'm a slow learner. If, for instance, I know that I'm a slow learner, what do? I need to work up with some of the people who are average learners. Then from there, I join the queue of fast learners. So from there, you build yourself. You'll be able to go to at the pace of others too. Are we together?
Yes, sir.
Yes, sir.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
Yes, sir.
So-
We are with you, sir.
In essence, I now come and said, evaluation is the process. Because of you now, I have to go and bring evaluation, so that you will not say, there is no difference in evaluation. No, it just taught us assessment. So, and I said, evaluation is the process of making a value judgment about the worth of a student, product, or performance. Have I make it clear now?
Yes, sir.
Is clearer now. So evaluation
Yes,
is a continuous process of inquiring concerning the study, appraisal, and improvement in all aspects of education program. So when you say, okay, it's your result, we want to see, okay, yes, you can see what I've done. This is the criteria, how we are you analyze, and then your performance. Then the approach you put to it, because know how we will evaluate you, and we are going to place, by the time you are saying, okay, come for exam, all of you will sit down, we give you the same assessment, and then we are going to play, because there is no way we can assess you we place you on the same evaluation. Keda, one will be more better than the other. So what we are saying in essence is that what is the importance of what use is important, evaluation and assessment. So it will help me, it will help you. How did it help me? It will help me to see the kind of instructional materials and instructional mode that will follow, or that I will use. I have to change my orientation. I have to change my way of teaching, that if by the end of the day in GST107, I have only out of almost 9,000 or more, that I'm unable to have at least 6,000 people at pass rate, then I too need to check my mode of teaching. And you are placing all of you as you are giving me pass mark, maybe because I'm seeing you, we are seeing ourselves. Then some of you will say, man, that man did not teach us well. It's not there. Like I said, I'm to guide you. And that is one reason why we are equally assessing you. So, in other words, we say assessment helps you to make decisions on how to plan instructional activities. You too need to plan your way. Why did I fail this course? Why Nigeria that they stop that most teachers should not go to the class with K.
Okay.
In the time past, our mathematics teacher will come with bunch of K's. I don't know those people who experience it in primary school. Not now. If you beat anybody and they catch you, you rot it in jail. Those of you in education, you know that. Do you agree with me that we don't beat again in the schools?
Yes, sir.
In the time past, they will carry cane. In fact, fire your bomb in our primary school. Well, during my own time, I don't think we have much kindergarten and nursery school. Because during that time, they will say, oh yeah, shoot out your bomb. You must throw it by force. Then we say selection. Assessments are used to select learner either into higher education or employment. Most of you, thank God that the 5 credits has been able to give you way. Some did not pass JAMBO and they are here. Well, we will pay for JAMBO regularization. But that is not even the issue. The JAMB has assessed you and they don't find you when from their judgment they see that you are not competent to come into them. But when because we don't want to deprive you, we don't want you to say, some even score 200 among you here, not that they failed JAMB, but because the course they want to study, there is competitive. And by so doing, most university, they hide their grades. And if you don't meet up, and here you are even ready to buckle up because what you are exposed to are better than what they are exposed to there. By the time you buckle up, and then you will be better. Go and check it. Was it 2015 or 2016 when National Open University student was the best overall student at master's class in University of Ibadan? He finished them all. They cannot even reject him. They were asking, which university did you finish from? That even if we say that you know one lecturer, can you know all the lecturers? Is it possible? Can you buy all the lecturers? Because he's used to distancing with the lecturers. He is not seen. There is a dichotomy. There is different. There is distance between the learner and the lecturer, so they don't see each other. And look at the person, you now do well. So the assessment will only allow us to place you to where you belong. Then we look at classification. Because where categories are essentially on order, guiding and counseling. When we get relevant information about you, you know, the evaluation and the assessment we did will make us to say, go and see the counselor. All of you as you are running away from your problem. The counselors are there for you in your centers to help you. Probably the course you are doing, you are not doing well in that course. You can change that. You have passion for this course. Your attitude towards that course again show in your evaluation and attitude. If you have wrong attitude to it, your attitude towards that thing, your disposition towards that thing is not good. If you have negative attitude, definitely you can't do well in that course. Why can't you go and see the counselor? Let them counsel you so that you can change. So, in other words, what we are saying is that at every stage, when you know that you have difficulties, that is why the essence of evaluation assessment Immediately you finish your exam, you should know where you place yourself. You should know what you measure. You should know where you miss it and where you need help. I'm now digesting everything inside your textbook now, almost. So then credentialing and certification. This is at the end of the day, we place you second class, upper, distinction, second class, upper, second class, lower, third class, go for pivoting, pass, go for pivoting. So there you will know and we'll be able to place you where you really belongs to. You have any question? Before we talk about the start? Yes.
Sir.
Yes, I'm listening.
Sir, can you please explain more on the evaluation?
Evaluation, like
yes,
I said, when you start, you sit for an exam, for instance, or you go for an interview. Are you getting me?
Yes, sir.
They will give you some, they will pose some question to you. That question is assessing you.
Okay.
So by the time you finish, people will pay on that assessment. People will now place judgment on it. The judgment you are having on that assessment is your evaluation. That is the mark. That mark, after we assess you, we now place you on the mark. That, okay, the assessment is the test we give to you. Your score is the evaluation.
Okay. So, sir, we can say evaluation goes. Yes, sir, I get it. But we can say evaluation and assessment, they go hand in hand.
In fact, when you assess somebody, they said, okay, assess this person. What score did you give that person?
Okay.
Oh, yeah, judge.
Okay.
When you perform on the stage, they say do this, and you've done it. Okay. That's an assessment. But the feedback, what they give you, the judgment, say, oh, you scored 7/8. That is the evaluation. So there are three types. There are three types. You welcome. There are three types of evaluation assessment. We have formative evaluation. Know this very well, though. Formative evaluation. You see, when formative evaluation, when you when you are being assessed in a class, say for instance, you have about 10 students. Your continuous assessment is formative because you do it anytime you are giving tests. All the tests you are doing, all your TMA, TMA 1, TMA 2, TMA 3, they are what we call formative assessment. At the end of the whole thing, by the time they now say, okay, what is your cumulative? That is your summative assessment. If you have first term, second term, those ones are assessment that, okay, we want to form all your assessment together. By the time you come in, we sum everything together. Have I put it in an easier way?
Yes, sir.
Please, sir, come again, sir, please, sir.
I said, for some of you that run a term, okay, you know your first semester exam. You do first semester exam, is a kind of formative exam, formative assessment. Your second semester exam is form of formative exam. By the time you finish your first and second term, all the results you get there is summative. Is there in your course materials, well placed and well put in. Because in the sense they will say, what is the difference between formative assessment and summative assessment is dash. It's not in our textbook. You yourself supposed to read and know the difference. That is where it comes in. That did you comprehend what you have read? Did you really understand the content? I'm not going to put it there, but this is different between formative and they will tell you this is formative, this is summative. Then it is now left for you to now say, formative is like this, summative is okay, this is the difference. I won't tell you, I won't ask you what is the difference between assessment. Assessment, I can say assessment is the same as evaluation. Dash A, B, C is you. You have read it and you know. Rebecca Kunom, what do you want to say?
Sir, please come again with your question.
Sorry?
The one you said. Come again with the question.
You don't?
I said you should come again with the question.
With the face?
The question that you just said.
Which question are you talking about?
The question.
Maybe the one
I'm
is
not, the question is not meant for you.
okay.
This is what is meant for you.
No, sir, there was the one.
I said you should learn from past questions.
There was a question you said. You said difference between. You said the difference between.
He's just giving an example.
He's just giving an instance.
He's making a
I'm just
difference,
giving
not
an
a
instance
question.
now as
Making a reference.
So
Okay.
Okay. So when you say summative, this is known as an assessment of learning. This is cumulative in nature. You can see it is used to confirm what students have already known and what they can do in relation to their program of study outcomes. That is, both your attitude and achievement here are being measured. Why? That is why we say assessment as learning. As you are going, we assess you each time, each day, each hour. So it's not that when you come to class, you say, I always attend this class. So you will see the different types of assessment now. In-text stroke self-assessment. Do you know that you can assess yourself? This involves learners setting personal learning targets. That, okay, this is what I want to achieve. Learning target offers students way to evaluate their own learning. So you assess what you have really studied. Then our own assessment now start from tutor mark assignment. If I were you, the question I would have asked, I would say, who can tell me now, tutor mark assignment you are doing or computer marked assignment, CMA? What kind of assessment is it?
It's formative assessment.
Formative.
All of you score 99.9.
Sir, why not 100? Why 99.9?
When I give 99.9, then why
I give is important in some cases.
When you ask a question, somebody there will get 100%. And those people that scored 99.9, I will tell you why they scored 99.9. The way
Sir, are you the one marking the TMA?
Somebody will tell you, somebody will simply put the type of assessment for tutor mark assignment is often called summative assessment. It's a summative assessment because it was continuous and gradual. So you see, there are a lot of things that people will put into it that will make it shows understanding, deep understanding of what the assessment is. Yes, read wide. You have your phone with you. Check on the net. What is this? What is that? Not relying on, you need to get materials and then walk over. It's not what you don't rely on what you have in the class alone. So what are we saying? That yes, who are those people raising their hand? Favor, what do you want to say? David. David.
Hello, sir. Can you hear me?
I can hear
yes,
you.
Sir.
Since you can
hear me?
Leave whether okay. I can hear you. No.
Sir, please. I want to lay a complaint.
Please,
I want to lay a complaint. Yes, sir. Please, some of us our time of work.
No, speak for yourself. Don't speak for some of you.
Some person like me. This is my first time of participating in this facilitation for this.
I didn't hear you well.
And this is my first time of attending this year facilitation by this time, and it's affecting my work. Yeah, I thought it was supposed to be.
It's affecting your office.
So I have to take permission. Yes, sir.
Okay, sorry for that. I think we agree. I've told you that I'm going to post it on the this thing. I need to do a lot of things on it. I've answered that. I'm sorry, we cannot. This class cannot go beyond 1 hour today. After this class, no network and there is no light where I am now. So I wouldn't know. I'm using the last battery and on my phone. So tomorrow we'll be able to finish up and okay, come with all your questions tomorrow. Okay, all the questions.
Yes, sir.
Even on Saturday morning, let's see if we can do something and then we finalize it. And that will be the end.
Saturday morning. God bless you, sir, for the Saturday morning. It will be fantastic, sir.
You said?
The Saturday morning will be fantastic.
Yes, sir. That is our regular time.
It will be nice, sir. Hey, wow.
Okay, don't worry.
Excuse me.
Excuse
me, sir. I want to ask a question.
Yes, what is your question?
Excuse me, sir. I want to ask a question. There are 3 types of assessment. Is it the formative, summative, and the self-assessment?
Yes.
Self-assessment. You know what self-assessment is?
No, you said we have 3 types of assessment. You explained the formative, the summative. What's the third one, sir?
We have two assessment types of assessment. The third one that I said it is learners.
Okay, learners assessment.
Assessment as a learner, as learning.
As
you are learning, as you are learning. As you are using it to assess yourself, to monitor and reflect upon what you have learned. Okay?
Okay, sir. Okay, sir.
Maria.
Okay, sir.
So now we want to talk about suicide. Any more questions? Or we'll continue tomorrow?
Yes, sir. Question tomorrow.
What time, sir?
Tomorrow, sir.
Yes.
Tomorrow, sir. We'll continue tomorrow.
Thank you, sir. Bye-bye, sir.
2 o'clock.
Bye when? I've not said bye. I just say any questions so that we continue with
Yes, sir. Let's continue.
Oh yeah, what is your question?
Okay, based on the question that the last person asked, the types of assessment. So I didn't get what you were saying it.
You didn't get what I'm saying. We have two types of assessment, formative and summative. Go on. Your name. Let me write your name down now. Your name.
My name, Favor.
Favor.
Honor.
Favor
Yes,
Onoha.
Yeah.
Tomorrow, before we finish, we start the class, you are going to tell us the difference between formative and summative evaluation. It's your assignment. Go and read.
That's great.
Come with it, Favor.
Formative and summative.
Formative and summative evaluation.
Okay, let me watch your
That is your assignment. Favor.
Yes,
Yes. So by tomorrow we'll start on. I want us to finish everything by tomorrow, if possible. All things being equal, I want us to just reflect and read what is semester exam.
Yes.
What your semester exam is kind of we say examination of which is the process of acting or testing one's knowledge. To know your words is a method of what is it called now? Evaluating and assessment and evaluation. So when we want to evaluate you, that's when we place you in examination. When we want to inquire something from you, we want to know what is your words. What did you what? So tomorrow, you see which of the favor now? Is it Ofera favor or favor or Noha?
Favor or Noha?
Okay, that's the one that asked the question.
Yes.
That's the one having an assignment.
Yes, sir.
Yes, sir.
So I'm really sorry for the class that will not be able. We won't be able to complete this class. I'm in Oye Ekiti. Here in Ekiti, they don't have better network, and I have to travel down to a place to see that I'll be able to get this thing. But no lights and the generator is not. You don't have problem with that. Whatever it is, tomorrow I will make sure that we sort things out and we do something tangible. Thank you. God bless you.
Thank you, sir.
Thank you, sir.
Thank you, sir. Bye, sir.
Bye, sir. See you tomorrow, sir.
Tell me whether you enjoy.
Have a
Yes, sir.
very
We
long
enjoy the class.
Do you enjoy this class?
Yes,
Yes, sir.
Yes,
sir.
have a very long
Yes, sir. Yes,
session.
sir.
God bless you.
Thank you.
Appreciate you tomorrow. You ask
What did you think?
Yes, sir.
tomorrow.
You said what?
I told
You say she has a long question, so we told her to ask the question
See you
tomorrow.
all later. See you, Mr. Friday.
Go and list all your questions. If you cannot have finish the questions tomorrow, and we should be able to finish it on Monday, on Sunday, Saturday rather.
Okay, sir. Thank you, sir.
Okay.
Stay on the chair, eat your food.
All right, sir.
Bye.
Go now.
Bye, sir.